Previously on An Evening in the Lego Room. Yeah, I'm not going to do the voice. But recently I did a video all about this set on An Evening in the Lego Room. You can go and check that video out after this one. It's one that I picked up just before I retired at a cheap price and have literally procrastinated on it for one reason or another, moving house and getting married and all that sort of stuff. Didn't actually build and finally got around to building it, mainly because I am a big fan of the Bad Batch, and this set got a pretty tough rap when it first came out. And it's probably for that reason that we ended up not getting a ton of Lego Star Wars Bad Batch sets. And that is something that I investigated pretty much as soon as Series 3 was over last year, is why we don't get more Lego Bad Batch sets. And recently in the helmet, buildable helmet video that I did, I spoke about the fact that it's probably unrealistic to think that you could see all 5 of the Bad Batch's helmets in the buildable helmet line. I also think it's fairly unrealistic that we would see any particular sets from the Bad Batch now moving forward. Now, whether some of these characters end up becoming integrated into other Filoni projects in the future, and then we end up seeing Lego sets off the back of them, that is of course still a possibility. I know last year I floated around the idea, and this is probably the only realistic idea that I think could happen within the next couple of years, a Bad Batch Brickheads set where you get all 5 of the Bad Batch and you get a little Omega as well, because you always need a little figure to go in these big blockbuster sets at the moment. I do, however, think it is a shame that we're probably not going to see some of these characters in Lego form in the future. I'm thinking mainly of characters like Admiral Rampart. I think that he is the kind of villain that you just love to hate, and he is one that I would have loved to have seen in Lego form. I also think that there has been a huge opportunity missed to do a variation of the Clone Commander Delta squad that we see in the 3rd series. At least I'm thinking predominantly of the 3rd series. I think that was something that was potentially missed as well. I also remember speaking about when we first got the trailer for Season 3 and we didn't know how it was all going to end. It may even have been Series 2, I can't quite remember. But I spoke about a Clone Turbo Tank and how it would be really cool if we saw a Clone Force 99 version of a Clone Turbo Tank. And unfortunately, well, yeah, I mean, we don't need to speak about that, but not ideal. So unfortunately, the same conversation that is around why we don't have sets from Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld is kind of falls into the same bracket for the Bad Batch. I do think that we have missed an opportunity. I also think the way that the Justifier was particularly received when it first came out, because of the price and maybe because of the functionality with the very back of the Justifier, I think we potentially missed out on seeing potential Bad Batch sets in the future. It is a shame. I would love to see more Bad Batch Lego. I would need to see more minifigures. It is, of course, a bit of a situation now where you don't really have any particular scenes or buildings or structures that you could really flesh out moving forward. I think that unfortunately they've already done a Marauder, and I would love to see something more like a UCS Marauder in the future, that is for sure. Something that maybe encompasses the characters ever so slightly more comfortably. I don't, however, think that that is something that is going to happen. I have been banging the drum of a UCS Ghost for some time now. It has been a couple of years and a couple of years on the channel as well, and we still don't have a sign of that in the future. So I don't think that a Marauder in a UCS form is something that would take priority over a UCS Ghost. Now we'll continue to bang the drum for a UCS Ghost until we do inevitably get one. But yeah, that is today's video. Why don't we have more Bad Batch Lego? It is a bit of a shame, and I think it's for the reasons that we've already outlined. If there's something you'd like to have seen from the Bad Batch made into a Lego set, be it a minifigure or a play scale scene, do let me know in the comments below. It is something that kind of never really got spoken about as the series drawn to an end, because I think it's fair to say that the series was received better and better year on year, as it tends to do with these Dave Filoni projects. projects where there is a lot of character development, we all become slightly more engrossed in these characters, and I think Bad Batch was a perfect example of that. And it's just a shame that we won't see these characters again, and maybe it's a shame that we won't see them in Lego form. But if there is something you'd like to see, do drop it in the comments below. Please keep it kind and respectful. Thank you so much for watching. There are daily Lego videos here in the Lego Room at the moment, so if you're new, please do consider subscribing. It would be sincerely appreciated, and drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. For Clone Force 99, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye.